Like everybody else, we're wondering whether or not the Team Canada 74 would be taking it to them. They did. They did it with Backstrom's first goal from Gordy and Mark, and then a cross from McKenzie and J.C. Tremblay. They were hitting while they were a man short, which really set the tone. But now here are the highlights of the first game.
Tuesday past, Quebec City, game number 1 in the Canada-Russia hockey series. An unbelievably exciting game with many thrills just like this. On the first goal, the key here is that the Russian picks up the puck and tries to get it behind the net. It doesn't. Lacroix fields it, but watch Trechek go out of position. He anticipated Lacroix going behind the net. Just great teamwork by the two Canadians, but now when it comes up again, take a look. Trechek guessing. Look at him move the stick, go the wrong way, open up his legs, and Johnny puts it in. Now in the Russian goal, watch the Canadians here turn the wrong way. The pass expected to go to the point, goes across in front of Cheevers, and here Cheevers is screened on a good shot. Cheevers back in the net, maybe should have moved out a bit. And hey, we got to show you this. Watch this check. Isn't that something else? Watch Regine Hull right here. Line him up. That's Harmonov coming. Look at where he keeps the stick. Perfectly legal check. Woohoo! He flies through the air. Way to hit him, kid. Now you've got to watch this. Just something else. Look at Harmonov here. A good check didn't stop him. He outskates the Canadian. Stapleton caught wide. He goes to the outside on JC and around him and puts it in. A beautiful goal. The name of the game. Now the Russian second goal. Here, we give it to the Russians. Now watch, two Canadians go to the point. Another mistake. Now watch, two Canadians chase the puck again. Nobody at home minding the barn, and bang, in she goes. Now watch J.C. Tremblay in this series. Beautiful puck control. Waiting, waiting, waiting for someone to get into position. Now watch the pass by Tardif right on Hull's stick and that Trechek. Oh, isn't he something else? Watch, to prove that it wasn't all luck, he does it again on Henderson. Look at Regine there. Just can't believe it. Now watch Henderson. Lose the puck, it goes into the corner, and watch him hit McGregor, who's home free. And look at all the Russians going into the corner. They too make mistakes. Another great save. On this Bobby Hull goal that's coming up here, the Russians have the puck. Look at, they go against the flow and give it to us. The Russian there doesn't complete the check. Watch the speed in which he gets it away. Oh, some goal, some shot, some game.
You know, we keep talking about the age of this Canadian team, and they may be case-hardened veterans, but the two things I noticed there, Ralph Backstrom, after all his great years in pro hockey, the first thing he did, he went crashing into the net to make sure he got that puck. He wanted the souvenir, and then Andre Lacroix did the same thing. After the first period, the score is Canada 2 and the Soviets nothing. This is Game 2 from Toronto.
You from K-Tel, the Feather Touch Carpet and Floor Sweeper. It's the little sweeper that does a big job. This rugged all-metal sweeper is strong enough to take it, yet only weighs approximately 2 pounds. Feather Touch sweeps normal carpet, vinyl tiles, hardwood, even cement landings. Cleaning stairwells, under-low furniture, and along wall moldings is difficult. Feather Touch does it easily. No more moving or lifting heavy furniture. And just look at this result. The Feather Touch sweeper is ideal for all homes, apartments, trailers, wherever storage is a problem. And it's so easy to empty. Also included, this exclusive cleaning comb. Use it regularly to keep the pure bristles of your K-Tel sweeper always working like new. K-Tel's new Feather Touch sweeper is unconditionally guaranteed. At $14.95 from K-Tel, it's the little sweeper that does a big job.
Available at Eaton's, Woodward, Simpson's Housewares, and Bay Notions, and at Wilco Woolworths, Met Stores, Link Hardware Co-op, and Zeller Stores.
The Hull Ranch outside Winnipeg may not seem to be the place to get in condition for a hockey series such as the one against the Soviets, but for Bobby Hull, there was little choice. Out on the farm, getting ready for winter is a conditioning job in itself. And Bobby Hull kept those huge biceps in tone, throwing heavy bales around, chasing cattle, building and repairing fences, and being on his feet from morning till night. He also started skating exercises after work here was done. This summer has also been one of mental strain for the Golden Jet. His farmhouse burned down, and that necessitated everyday travel to and from the city. Like all farmers, Hull had difficulties with obtaining and keeping hired help. As he says himself, he is no longer 25 years old, and with his hockey responsibilities compounded by his coaching position with the Winnipeg Jets, there is every likelihood this may be the last summer he will be so occupied with farming. Also contributing to his thoughts was, of course, the upcoming series with the Russians. That was on his mind a lot while chasing those cattle and fixing the fences. His philosophy about playing the Soviets was basic and honest. Know the problem before you try to solve it. And so the time of just thinking about the Russians was over. The hard work, this time for Canada, was about to begin.
Bobby Hall, you indicated to us when we were shooting that film on your farm that you were so busy there that you weren't getting into shape just the way you might have wanted to. You'd never know it.
Well, I think, Tom, that being out in the fresh air, as I spend most of my summers, and the people saw just a little bit of what we do. It was the weather got a little bit bad towards the end of August and first part of September, and couldn't do as much logging the bales around as we could. But you get in good shape out there. You're not sitting around in a house and getting a fat cat. You're out in the fresh air and you're exercising. I would like to have done just a little bit more running and skating, but I worked out 10 days with our Swedish hockey players back home, and they're a great group of guys and great hockey players, and the World Hockey Association's in for a terrific year when they see these guys play.
Listen, I'll tell you, a lot of people didn't think you were going to do as well. I don't mean you personally, but they thought the legs were going to give out in the third period. They thought you might have even been a little bit tired today. Not so.
No, I think we've got a group of guys, Tom, that they're a little bit unique in the hockey world. We have guys like Gordie Howe, who, in my mind, I don't know how any of these people that felt we do poorly could ever feel that Gordie Howe could play poorly. We've got other guys like Frank Mahavlich, who is just a fantastic athlete and plays like gangbusters all the time. Paul Henderson's been through it before, Patty Stapleton, and Jerry Cheevers, J.C. Trombley. You know, you go down the line, and I don't know where these guys got off thinking that we weren't going to have a good team. These are just a fantastic group of athletes, and what has really thrilled me is that they're a together team. We'll go out and we'll go through the end of the rink together, and if we lose it, we'll be losing it together, but I'm afraid we're going to win it together.
You're playing a very physical brand of hockey, but there's a danger of too many penalties, bad penalties, stupid penalties.
Yes, it's the only thing you can't do against this Soviet team. All you need to do is really, you don't have to run them through the boards. All you have to do is step in front of them, because they're so mechanical. They move the puck, and then they skate past the guy to get it back, and the guy just throws it back blindly. If you take the guy that passes the puck, just run into him, interfere with him so he can't get to a certain point, they'll throw the puck there blindly, and it'll go on our stick. But you can't take foolish penalties against them, as the people have seen.
A lot of people are surprised you're doing so well. Are you?
No, I'm not a bit surprised. I was really uptight that first game and felt that here's a fantastic group of athletes, and we're going to have our work cut out for us, and we do. But I think we've got a great group in that other room there, too.
Good. Thank you very much, Bobby Hall. Now let's check on some of the highlights. We go upstairs to Don Chevrier and Howie Meeker.
Thank you, Tom. Well, Howie, that was a great period for Team Canada. Not perhaps the bristling, exciting period we saw in Quebec City, but an effective one nonetheless for this team.
Well, I think it was exciting, but maybe there was that tension in Quebec City. Here, we kind of know what Team Canada can do, and we're looking for the Russians to counteract it. And I'm just amazed they're playing panty-waist hockey. Heck, most of them could have eggs in their back pocket and they wouldn't have broken any. And there's no way you can play a Canadian professional hockey player by stick checking, no matter how strong you are in the arms. And we're taking the man, and they're not. And as long as that happens, it's going to be no contest.
Would you agree that of the 4 periods played so far, Team Canada has won 3 decisively and the other was a draw? I'm talking about the middle period in Quebec.
It's a pretty good judgment, pretty good assessment, yes.
All right. Let's get your view now on some of the exciting plays in this game tonight. Of course, we have the 2 goals on the board, a 2-0 lead.
One check that really the Russian did throw. There have been about 3 like that, and this is what you have to do, get on the puck carrier. Now look at, Canadian team starts deep in their own end on this goal, and the key, look at, see, if he'd have taken Whitey never makes the pass to Howe. Now watch Backstrom go through the middle. Nobody touches him, lays a stick on him. Look at here, and they quit on him again. Mark Howe just lays it right on his stick, like the great professional hockey player he is. And this has not only happened once, it's happened 3 times. Now here's another series of action around in front of the net. Now watch the Russians fish for the puck. You cannot fish for the puck against our fellas, as I think everyone who watched our Stanley Cup playoffs last year knows. Take the man, someone else will get the puck.
That was Lacroix's goal, the last one, and I think if anybody deserves one on this team, it's Andre Lacroix for his play so far. I
think, fans, as you're watching, watch the fellas who are finishing the check, because you earn your goals by the checking you do. And Lacroix has checked extremely well. Backstrom started this whole thing off.
Here it is again.
Here's the power play. Good shot by JC, and just a great save. And he bumbles it, jumbles it. And look at here, fishing for the puck, number 7. And Lacroix right on the doorstep. Maybe this Trechek, too, is not the goalie we all thought. Although he made 3 or 4 saves, there's no way in the world that should bounce off and fall down in front of Lacroix.
He's under tremendous pressure in this game and in this series, Howie. And after the first period, the score is Canada 2 and the Soviets nothing. This is Game 2 from Toronto.
Canada is an oil-rich country. And because Canada is rich in oil, it is also rich in the things that oil helps provide. Things that help give us the virtually unsurpassed standard of living we enjoy. Oil doesn't just run cars and heat homes. Oil goes into cosmetics that make you look better, and medicine that makes you feel better. Oil goes into adhesives, the bristles on brushes, candles, dyes, films, plastics, inks, and insecticides. It's in perfume and rainwear, shaving cream, toothbrushes, vitamins, and wood preservatives. A lot of oil is used in a lot of things, but at current production rates, Canada's available oil reserves will run out unless new reserves are found and developed. And that's why Gulf Canada is spending over $110 million this year in exploration and development of new sources. Because life wouldn't be nearly as pleasant without synthetic fibers, brake fluids, plastic bags, dry cleaning solvents.
Our next guest is the Postmaster General Bryce Mackesy, who's been a sports fan all his life. He's been a hockey fan for 30 years, and he's now has the task of overseeing the sale of the Olympic coins, the miraculous method that's going to help Canada stage the Olympics without any cost, and it really is a miraculous story, Mr. Postmaster.
Well, it might cost somebody cost. It won't cost the federal government any cost. That was made clearly understood in the beginning. But our contribution as the federal government has been the minting of these Olympic coins. And we'll meet our objective. Between the coins and the stamps, we'll be able to turn over a net of about $260 million to the Olympics. The first series completely sold out. There's some available from some coin dealers, and the orders are rolling in all across the world for the second set. And most people are looking for the better sets, really, the box sets. They're just not finding their way into circulation as some people thought they might.
I can vouch for that. I'm still trying to get my first set. I've had an order in for a long, long time.
I'm awfully proud of the team that we put together to sell these things. Austin Page has done a magnificent job, and 40% are sold in Canada, 25% in the United States, a large proportion in Japan and Europe, of course.
I understand that there's something like 12,000 outlets in the United States. Now, that must be one of the most exhaustive or major marketing projects ever undertaken by Canada in the United States.
It's been a tremendous success, really, with American Express handling this type of distribution for us there. The thing is that we've got to be fair to the people who buy them, and we don't intend to go beyond our target. The law prescribes just how many we can mint.
Well, how many do you keep at home, though?
40% of the coins will remain in Canada. That'll be sold to Canadians.
Okay, folks, you better start buying them in a hurry. Now, what about this? What about this hockey game?
Well, of course, this has got to be a superb hockey team. I'm not, I'm not really the greatest admirer of the Russian system, frankly, and I listen to Howie with great admiration. But one thing this team has got is a great goalkeeper. I'm talking about Canadian team, Cheever. He's just been superb. And you've got a happy blend of experience and young legs. And what's pleased me, of course, is Johnny McKenzie. In 30 years, I watched all the great stars. They've all had failure. One of them is Johnny McKenzie, and I got his autograph tonight. And the other one's been Dickie Moore. When he played with Canadians, I always thought that Dickie Moore was a great player. He was a brainy player, you know.
Wasn't Johnny McKenzie the favorite player of the late Prime Minister Pearson?
Yes, he could always marvel every time Johnny ended up in the corner, and said, you know, he owns that corner. When I go to a game with him, and Johnny McKenzie does own the corner, and before this series is over, he'll get his share of goals. I thought he was the unsung hero in the first game.
Well, I particularly liked that first period for a couple of reasons. First of all, because of Ralph Backstrom, as I mentioned earlier. He looked to me like he was going to be the star of this series because he looked like he was going to be the best two-way hockey player we had. And then young Andre Lacroix came along, and now Johnny McKenzie's working like that. You know, aside from the Bobby Hulls and the Gordie Howe.
Well, the French-speaking Canadians are just marvelous natural skaters. And of course, Ralph has lived many years in Verdun when he played with Montreal. He's always been a very extremely honest player, a two-way player, who doesn't know anything else but to go all out. This is a great Canadian team, and we're going to win that series.
Well, I think it's going to be exciting, and I do believe that we're going to win it, and it's going to be just a delight, because over the next 6 games across Canada and the Soviet, it's going to be our delight to travel with them and bring them to you. Now let's go upstairs for the start of the second period in Don Chevrier.
Thank you, Johnny, and we'll be underway with period 2 in just a moment or two here at Maple Leaf Gardens, with Team Canada leading the USSR's national team 2-0. Those scoring plays for Team Canada in the opening period at 4:31. Ralph Backstrom relaying a beautiful wide-open relay from Mark Howe, and Gordie Howe also got the assist to make it 1-0. Goal 2 at 10:49. Lacroix from McKenzie and J.C. Tremblay, and that's the way it is, 2-0 for Team Canada. Gordie Howe, by the way, did not see much action after the goal that he helped set up. And the report from the Team Canada dressing room is that he has injured his ribs. The extent of the injury is not known at this time. We'll watch for number 9 and see what develops here in this second period. But Gordie Howe is not on the ice at the present time for the Team Canada warm-up. And he was a major force in Quebec City in the first game on Tuesday, Howie, just stepping into people and letting them know that he was around.
Took the Russians off the puck with a couple of pretty good two-handers. If Gordie's got sore ribs, or some of those Russian hockey players got pretty sore shins, I'll tell you.
A little delay here. There's some disturbance up in the stands that the officials and the team are distracted by, and now we're getting just about set to go. Coming out for Team Canada will be Mike Walton at center, Bruce McGregor on the right side, and Paul Henderson on the left side. The defense pair, Stapleton and Tremblay. Apparently somebody was taken ill in the stands there, and that accounted for the delay in getting this period underway. Center man for the Soviets is Petrov. He's anxious to go. Wins that face-off against Mike Walton. First one Walton has lost clearly in tonight's game. Walton now has it across the line. The pass to Stapleton, breaking it along. He shoots. Trick shot with a great super save there. Right off the opening face-off. Now here is Vasiliev playing it ahead to Harlamov, relaying it inside the line. Petrov's shot deflected. Cheevers handles that. Harlamov, with Henderson chasing him, finally gets it out to center ice. Canadians relay it down, and there'll be a face-off in the Canadian zone again next to Jerry Cheevers. Pat Whitey Stapleton, a major force in the early games of this series. A guy who wasn't sure he wanted a second chance at playing the Russians way back in the heat of summer, but like many others, I'm sure now he's glad he did. In fact, the top defense pair undoubtedly has been the experienced combination of Stapleton and J.C. Tremblay. Now we have a Team Canada line change now, just 32 seconds into this second period. Bernier is coming out, along with Frank Mahovlich and Rejan Houle. And at center ice, again, Koff shoots it down inside the blue line. Mahovlich digs it right out again. Sagankov. Left back there for Yuri Lyapkin. Now number 11, Lebedev. Being chased by Mahovlich. Gets inside the line. Passing to an open wing. Bernier fails to clear it out of there. Shot back down to the corner by 19, Shadrin. Shadrin with it behind the goal. Nobody on that side except Frank Mahovlich. He did not play it out in time. They tie up. The puck comes loose for number 11. Lebedev in front. Weak shot. Was handled easily. It was wide. Puck came high and hit the Soviet player Lebedev. He's going to the bench for repairs. Hit him in the face, I believe. Number 21 now, Bernier. Paul Schmier Head for Houle. Taking over is Bernier. He lost it. And on the right side, it is Kotov. Passing it across to number 15, Yakushev. Soviets still being held off balance. Their picture plays unable to get formed up here by a forechecking Team Canada 1974. Now this is Lacroix going down the left boards against Kotov. Round behind the goal to Yakushev. Yakushev, far side pass, relayed back to number 29, Kotov. Selwood gets there first and gives the puck to his defense partner, Ricky Lee. Lee shoots it down the ice. That produces an icing call against Team Canada with a little over 2 minutes gone here in the second period. And the score unchanged from the first. Team Canada 2 and the Soviets nothing. And there is Lebedev, the injured Soviet player who had that puck deflect up and catch him just beside the eye, it appears.
Much better under the circumstances to have lay ice that puck than try to make that pass through the middle and get us into trouble.
Here's Maltsev shooting. Chambers lost it. It's loose. Whistle is gone. Forcing a face-off. Good scoring chance there for the veteran Alexander Maltsev, denied by Jerry Cheevers. Maltsev with Kapustin. They lose it. Played over on the right side for McKenzie. McKenzie could not reach it. Bobby Hull has it back on the stick of Ricky Lee inside the Canadian line. Now Selwood works to center ice. Feeds it across too far for Lacroix. Hull in the left corner going forward against Kuznetsov. And it's cleared around back to the Team Canada blue line and beyond. Brad Selwood and Ricky Lee, a pair of ex-Toronto Maple Leafs on the ice now on defense. And here's Johnny McKenzie. His pass broken up by Sergei Kapustin. Over to Kotov. Left side relay for Alexander Maltsev. Too far for him. And it's tipped by McKenzie back to center ice for Lacroix with Bobby Hull. 2-on-1. Closing in to Bobby Hull. He shoots and scores!
Attacking and 4 Russians attacking, and look at them all caught. McKenzie tips it out here. Now watch Lacroix fake the pass. Now he brings the Russian to him, puts it in the air, and Bobby Hull has sense enough to get it up high. That's the spot if you're going to beat Pritchett. Now watch this great pass. Look at him fake. Take it over to his left. Look at the pass in the air, right on the ice. Great play. That's the way to finish him.
Bobby Hull's third goal of the 74 series. And Team Canada leads by a 3-0 score. Lacroix just as happy as Hull, the rest of this team.
Canada goal scored by
Here's
number 16, Bobby Hull.
And a chance inside for Markow.
Number 7, Andre Lacroix. And
This
number
is
6,
Houle.
Brad Selwood.
Lacroix and Selwood got the
2:50.
assists at 2:50 for Team Canada. Now J.C. Tremblay being watched by Harlamov. He plays it back to Pat Stapleton. Ahead to Houle. Inside the line. Had it taken away by number 2, Alexander Gusev. To the veteran Boris Mikhailov. Across to Vasiliev. Right side. Harlamov kicks it down the board. Slowed up there by Markow. And Houle in the corner leaves it for J.C. Tremblay. In turn to Pat Stapleton. And finally out to center ice. Petro just walked away from Markow. Left the puck for Pat Stapleton. He got mixed up with Houle. It goes inside the line. Now Team Canada will change with the puck in behind the Soviet goal. Team Canada 3, the Soviets nothing. Early in the second period at Maple Leaf Gardens. Here's Valery Harlamov inside the line. Being watched by Tremblay. Centers it. Off Paul Schmier to Petrov. Right in front of the goal. Loose there. Soviets hang on to it. Here's Gusev's shot to the far corner. Harlamov taken off the puck by McGregor. In behind the goal. Team Canada under pressure now at this stage in the second period. Shadron gets tied up. Schmier goes in there. Schmier against Shadron. Now Walton jams, and they'll finally get a face-off to relieve some pressure. Played about 4.5 minutes in the second period with Team Canada leading 3-0.
You've just got to see what's going on. Look at this young Hull right here. Take the Russian. This is the only way to play any hockey game. Right after this, he come back and took Petrov. Maybe a little bit of holding, but the referee was at a bad position. But you have to take the body. Now watch what happens to the Russian players in front of the Canadian net. Selwood made a fantastic play a few moments ago to set up that Hull goal by taking the Russian in front of the net.
Well, Mark had a great teacher. Yakushev now in the Team Canada corner against two of them. Rick Smith wins it, gets it out to center ice. A lead pass for Mike Walton against Sagankov, racing down the boards. He was cut down by Sagankov. Crowd hollering for a penalty, and play goes on. They just bumped together, and Walton lost his balance. Yakushev to center ice for the USSR. Inside the line. Relay on the left side. The shot blocked by Jerry Cheevers. Finally on the stick of Paul Schmier. Up to Paul Henderson, who's bumped by Sagankov, and number 19, Vladimir Shadrin, plays it in behind where Jerry Cheevers gets it up to Paul Schmier and down the ice. This slow dribbler going right on Tretiak. Little over 5 minutes gone in the second period. 3-0 for Team Canada. Schmier pass to Bruce McGregor, hopped over his stick. The backhand relay across, chance for Walton, blocked by Tretiak. Back on the left side for Schmier. He plays it down. Sagankov's body caught that one. The Russians finally work it out to center. This is Rick Smith for Team Canada, shooting it right back down as both sides change on the go now. Sagankov against Houle, tying him up in the corner for a face-off. Pretty good hockey, eh, Howie?
Oh, it sure is. These fellas are playing. Over the years, you hear people say, give me pre-expansion hockey. Look, the modern-day kid can play this game as good as anybody when he has to.
What do you mean, kid? Not too many kids out there.
Oh, yes, they are. They've got to be young at heart. Now, come on. And young in legs. Look at them go.
Young in spirit, certainly, and dedicated toward this series against the USSR. Mahavlich off his stick, back for Selwood. That was blocked on a hard shot by Tretiak. Number 29, Kotev, ahead to Maltsev. Played there by Ricky Lee. To Serge Bernier, the big center from the Quebec Nordiques. At center ice, number 12, Kuznetsov. Got checked from behind by Houle. Puck still in there for the Russians, though. Maltsev, and Kuznetsov lost it again. Now here's Rezhan Houle working it up. Pass, not quite far enough for Bernier. It would have been offside had he taken the puck. Now here is Maltsev across the line. And his weak shot deflected by Selwood off to the corner. Brad Selwood, number 6, with it now. To the line, held in by Kuznetsov. Pass to an open corner while Kotov was open. Kotov digs it out. Rezhan Houle wins it, and Houle comes back with Bernier. Sergei Kotov. Rink-wide pass intercepted by Brad Selwood. For Bernier, down to the Soviet corner on the right side. Swings it around in front. Nobody there except number 16, Petrov. Petrov sends Kapustin away. Cheevers away out of his goal. Wins the race and clears it out. Luchenko overskates and almost lost it there. Mikhailov was bumped by Bobby Hull. The Soviets repeatedly being disorganized at center ice before their plays form up. Now here is a call at the Team Canada line. The puck was batted down by a high stick, and they'll face off just inside the blue line.
I think maybe the players, like myself, are starting to get a little cocky. They're maybe taking a little too much time on the ice, and time again now, we're not going after the man with the puck with the body. We're starting to stick check, and we're going to get into trouble unless we stay short shots and take the man.
Shot from the face-off, right on, handled by Cheevers to J.C. Tremblay. Veteran Tremblay out to center ice. Now Gusev to Valery Harlamov, one of the superstars at 72. Harlamov swings across the Team Canada line, being watched by Stapleton, centers it out, and Tremblay played it away to the corner. Picked up by 16, Petrov. Getting set, the relay for Mikhailov. Mikhailov centering it, and now Cheevers pounces on it. There'll be no further play. As McKenzie greets Mikhailov with a hostile gesture in behind the goal.
Watch the finishing of the check here.
16, Bobby Hull. Assist number 7, Andre Lacroix.
Throws it in front, and not a chance. There's nothing but Canadian sweaters there. And they, too, when they do control the puck, often give it to a red sweater instead of a white. And really, there's no excuse for it at all.
They're giving McKenzie an assist on the third goal scored by Bobby Hull, and there'll be another face-off now. Cheevers taking no chances with the Soviets buzzing around his goal crease. By the way, you have the two creases there, the WHA crease and the international hockey crease. And there's Gordie Howe. He's back in street clothes now, and obviously all through for tonight with rib injuries. Tough break for a guy who wanted to play so badly in this series. We're not sure how long he'll be out. Here is McKenzie in the corner. against Gusev. Gusev winning it, working it up the boards. Now McKenzie getting it again, being bumped by Gusev, relays it across, intercepted by Mikhailov to Gusev. Now Boris Mikhailov at the Team Canada line. Across to Petrov, to Harlamov, ridden off nicely by Bobby Hull. Tremblay to Lacroix. Left side, back for Tremblay, too far. Hull picks it up. Pass for Lacroix, could not get it to him. And here is Valery Harlamov at the Team Canada line. Fakes the shot. Puck still loose there. Bobby Hull comes up with it. Hull, center ice pass for Lacroix off his stick. And Gusev has it for the USSR with 8.5 minutes gone in the second period and Team Canada leading 3-0. Harlamov. Lebedev. Lebedev got turned around by himself and gave the puck to Mike Walton. Walton, one-on-one over the Soviet line. In the clears. Taken down is going to be a penalty as Mike Walton was home free. It's a delayed penalty. Play is going right on. Team Canada has pulled the goalie out. Now finally he realizes the official and calls the play. The official let that play go right on. I think he was confused as which way the penalty was going, and when he saw Team Canada pull the goalie, he remembered the penalty had gone to the Soviets.
You know, over the years,
we'll get back in just a moment, Howie, with the score of Canada 3 and the Soviets nothing. This is game 2 from Toronto.
Somebody, help somebody, c'est pas un rêve, je me suis trompé, le train s'en vient, il arrive, et moi.
Venture into outer places with Robert Charlebois, a CBC music spectacular.
Tomorrow at 9:30 in Newfoundland.
With Robert Charlebois, a CBC music spectacular.
Tomorrow at 9:30 in Newfoundland.
There's a great try here by Walton. And look at this. Yes, it certainly is a penalty shot. He had him beat and was bringing the puck around to get a good play on Trechuk. Now watch here. This Walton just using his explosive speed. And let's go around that Russian, and the Russian had the edge. Oh, no doubt about it. That's a good call by the official.
Vasiliev took him down, and this is a first for Canada-Russia hockey, a penalty shot. And Mike Walton is going to take the penalty shot here 9 minutes into the second period. It was Walton who, as you saw, had the clear break on goal. And now he's just catching his breath and getting ready to take this shot. Now, why the official indicated a delayed penalty, allowing Team Canada to pull their goalie and allow the Russians to cross the Canadian line before finally calling it, we don't know. But it is a penalty shot.
I hope somewhere along the line we have that last shift played by Bobby Hull. I've seen the gentleman play a lot of just great hockey, but he made 4 checks. He had 2 tries on the goal, and all his effort was coming back. All right, let's watch Walton take this penalty shot. This is sort of a dream come true. You and I were talking prior to the start of the game.
The puck's at center ice. Walton moves up to it now, and let's watch. Walton alone on Trechuk. Blocked by Trechuk. He went for the slap shot.
I really thought he was going to give him the big deep. Watch how far Trechuk's out of the net. I watched Mike take penalty shots. Look at here. Trechuk at the top of the crease. Pretty tough to put it in. You'd have to put it between his legs. But all during the practices that I've watched since joining the tour, Walton's walked in the goalkeeper, give the fake, taken the puck to his backhand and tucked it upstairs. If he'd have tried it there, it might have worked.
So Trechuk beats Walton. The score remains 3-0. Face-off to the right of the Soviet goal. Serge Bernier on the ice with Hul, Mohavlich, Schmier, and Rick Smith. Shadrin on the face-off for the USSR. He's got Yakushev out there with him and Lebedev. Shadrin comes away with it now to Yakushev. Right side relay for Shadrin, number 19. Back for Yakushev. Yakushev carries on against Mohavlich, works the puck around in behind the Team Canada goal, swings it in front of the crease. It is loose there. Cheevers has to go by the goal. They pile up. It's cleared way back here. Here's a drive, blocked by number 17, Rick Smith, and Bernier right there, too, as Cheevers was out of position. Schmier takes a run in the corner. There's going to be a penalty, I believe. The Soviets carrying on, pulling their goalie. It is blocked. Tretiak now leaves it there. The Soviets on the delayed penalty still have that puck until Team Canada touch it. On the right side, in across the line is Lebedev. Lebedev gets it across to Petrov. Petrov back to number 5, Lyapkin, and finally Mahavlich has it, and the penalty will be called against Team Canada. With the score, Canada 3 and the Soviets nothing. This is Game 2 from Toronto.
K-Tel presents Canadian Mint, 22 superstars, 22 super hits, the DeFranco family. Terry Jacks. 5-man electrical band.
Now, Mama, don't you go talking silly.
Wednesday. Blackman Turner Overdrive.
Would you let it ride?
Great Canadian stars.
2 minutes for slashing.
Frank Mahavlich gets the penalty for slashing for Team Canada at 9:44 of the second period. So the Russian power play becomes operative again. It was not Schmier with a slamming check in the corner, but Mahavlich for something out in front of the goal. Backstrom out on the penalty-killing team with Markow, Tremblay, and Stapleton. Valerie Harlamov coming up across the line, trying to split that defense, could not do so, and Tremblay plays it out. Race for the puck in there. Markow's offside. Backstrom has to wait. Now he swings in with Howe. Too far for Backstrom. Still there. Ralph Backstrom has a call behind him. Gets the shot now, and Petra. Rebound. Backstrom again off the side of the goal. 3 great scoring chances while Team Canada was short-handed. Gusev on the right side for Petrov inside the Team Canada line. Down for Mikhailov, too far. Pat Stapleton now will try to slow things down in the corner. Lost it. Stapleton again has it with Tremblay. Tremblay helps him out and works it out of there. J.C. Tremblay will now take some time, looping around in his own zone. Back to Pat Stapleton. We have a minute left of the Frank Mahavlich penalty. It is relayed down in behind the Soviet goal. What great scoring opportunities there just a moment ago in front of Tretiak. Mikhailov lost it to Bruce McGregor. He's going into a break. McGregor shoots. Tretiak stops. The rebound is out there. Finally picked up by number 16, Petrov. Wide open end-to-end hockey on this Russian power play attack. Harlamov across. Vasiliev shoots. Blocked by Jerry Cheevers. Good save off to the corner. 25 seconds left now on the penalty. Petrov, open wing pass for Harlamov. Got off Bruce McGregor back to center ice. The Soviets look a bit disheartened right now. They haven't got the zing that previous Soviet power plays have shown us on tours of Canada. Mikhailov just leaves the puck right there. They're even changing on the go now. They've given up on this attempt to score as Frank Mahavlich is back on the ice. 8 minutes and change left in the second period. 3-0 Team Canada. It is shot by Henderson down the ice for an icing call.
I'm going to borrow a phrase from your football buddy. They split the seam when on that power play, and the Canadian team, when they're killing the penalty, just has to slip the player furthest from the puck into the middle because the Russians walking through the middle, and the only good scoring chance they had in that last 2 minutes was when they just did just that, put a man through the middle.
That's about how Coach Jackson would call it, Howie. Here's the face-off now. Bobby Hull brings it out of the pass to McKenzie. Hopped over his stick. McKenzie shoots it down as the linesman got in the way. Took a tumble there. Pass right in front of the crowd. Oh, again, Tretiak with a super save for the Soviets. Schmier keeping it in. All around that goal. The Soviet defense totally disorganized and knocked off balance. McKenzie cupped number 3 Luchenko as he went by. Johnny McKenzie turned around finally by Kuznetsov, and the Soviets break out to center ice. Kapustin, number 8, on the left wing with Kodev and Maltsev. Stick check by Paul Schmier, and back comes Team Canada. Lacroix with McKenzie, left side Bobby Hull, feeding it across just behind him. And number 29, Kotov, has it for the USSR as Team Canada will change now. Offside on that check inside the line with Lacroix trapped. 7:18 remaining. Bobby Hull with 2 goals the other night, 1 tonight, and 1 assist, has 4 points. He with Lacroix and McKenzie, that line, the top scoring performers in the series with a total of 4 points apiece. The Soviets, well, Harlamov has 2 points. He's the best on the USSR side. 3-0 with 7:18 remaining in the second period at Maple Leaf Gardens. Face-off now for Bernier against Shadrin. Number 5, Lyapkin. Pass hopped over a stick on the far side of the blue line to Ricky Lee. Lee works it down to the Russian zone. Sagankov, veteran of the U.S. or the Olympic and the World Championships for the USSR. Now it's coming up after that great body check to Shadrin. Lebedev has his shot blocked by a sprawling Brad Selwood. Loose beside the goal in front of goal. Number 15, the veteran Alexander Yakashev breaks Cheever's bid for a shutout.
Well, it had to come sooner or later. And you get the feeling now, at least I'm getting the feeling, that Canada is trying to make the score 4-0 or 5-0, but they get a lucky bounce here. And again, in front of the net is not covered. We send 3 fellas in behind, and Yakashev, just too good a hockey player not to keep off the score sheet.
He's playing with a hip injury and also a suspected shoulder injury. For a while was a doubtful starter. He's come on to be as strong as ever tonight. Yakashev makes it 3-1. Here's a break for Paul Henderson alone. He shoots and Tretiak robbed him again. 13:09, the time of that goal. Shadrin set it up for the Soviet Union for Yakashev. In the corner, they'll freeze the puck. 6:33 to play in the second period.
Don, we can't miss too many like that. For the number of chances we've had, we're not making intelligent plays when we go in and Tretiak. Henderson held him there. All he had to do was bring it to his backhand and put it in, but he shot it right at Tretiak. And I think the last 3 times that we've had good scoring opportunities, we've made Tretiak look good. Now it's 3-1, and we get down a little bit or get caught in the change or get a foolish penalty. It's 3-2, and we're right back in the ball game. Fellas have to toughen up or get that 4th goal and get it quick.
McGregor shot wide off the draw. Now he gets a second chance. Fed from Tremblay. A relay for Paul Henderson. He could not connect on it. Number 16 is Petrov, moving up for the USSR. Mikhailov on the right side works away from Stapleton, who finally hits the puck with a high stick, and they whistle it down. Mr. Kulagin and the Soviet officials in behind the USSR bench. Knowing his team needs more than the 1 goal, but perhaps that goal will spark them now. Not from the Soviet team we've seen in previous games. Again, Henderson getting a long lead pass. Feeds it back. Here is Walton alone, and he's robbed again by Tretiak. He will dream about Tretiak in the form of nightmares tonight.
Hey, maybe he is that great. Look at this body check. Isn't that something else?
Over the top. Henderson going down. Then Walton getting the chance. Another chance. And Tretiak beat him again. Well, like the other night, this game, without Tretiak's great work and perhaps a little erratic shooting, would be a total runaway, Howie. Now here's Harlamov moving it out for the USSR. Gets it out to center ice, gets bumped by Rick Smith. Harlamov gives him Lacroix a return check there, took him down. Bobby Hull, a little bit behind him, now chomps it down to Tretiak. Vasiliev, number 6, with it for the Soviet Union. Gusev. Well, he can't control it very well either, and now Bobby Hull will have to wait for Johnny McKenzie to come out. He does. Fires it across the line. Here's Lacroix getting set. Right at Tretiak's stick. Low drive. Did not get a full piece of that puck. Now here's Petrov. Left side. Circling in front for Harlamov. He was covered by Bobby Hull. Vasiliev. Petrov left it there for Paul Schmier. We've got about 5:15 to play in the second period. 3-1 Team Canada. Here's Hull to Lacroix. Shooting. Blocked by Vladislav Tretiak once again. Pass captured by Kapustin. Over on the right side. Now in the middle for Vasiliev. Swings across the Team Canada blue line. Cheever stops it there. Kapustin checking on Schmier. Almost won the puck. Now Bobby Hull has it. Hull against Mikhailov. Sticks go high behind the goal. Play goes right on. Back to the point. They can't trap it. It'll slide down the ice, but will not go far enough to be called for icing. Indication of a delayed penalty against Team Canada here from the referee. We did not catch the infraction, but the Russian goalie is coming out. Kapustin now on the attack to Maltsev. Maltsev bumped by Schmier, carries on in the corner, centers it right at the crease there, and Cheevers hangs on. And the penalty is going to be against Team Canada. Looks like Lacroix coming off. Did you see the infraction, Howie?
Oh, I didn't. I'm sitting here shaking my head about that goaltender, you know.
Well, Bobby Hull was in some rough stuff back in the corner just about the time the penalty was called, but the penalty goes to number 7, Andre Lacroix. Here he is against Mikhailov. Hello there. I'm Bobby Hull.
And how did Lacroix get the penalty?
It happened elsewhere.
Canada penalty to number 7, Andre Lacroix. 2 minutes for high sticking.
High sticking is the
time, 15:39.
At 15:39. Now from the face-off, they work it out across the line. Down went Mark Howe, sandwiched. And Yakushev, the scorer of the only Soviet goal tonight, now swings away from Mark Howe. He got just a piece of him. He's at center ice, at the blue line, being hounded there by Ralph Baxter, who got it away from him, and they shoot it back down the ice to Sagankov. Soviets trailing 3-1. 3:50 left in the period. 1:25 and the penalty to Andre Lacroix. Here is Yakushev across the line with Lebedev. Pass to Lebedev. Cheevers coming way out. They pass it right in front to Shadrin over his stick as Cheevers was out of the goal. Here's Shadrin. Yakushev waiting to make the play. And it's intercepted and shot away by Mark Howe. 1 minute left now in the Team Canada penalty. Sagankov, the veteran Soviet defenseman, across the line as the defense backs in. Yakushev across to Lebedev. Lebedev the play, and a shot just wide by Lyapkin. Lyapkin again for the USSR. Setting, passing it, deflected. Stavelin got a piece of it, and now here's Paul Henderson with Bruce McGregor. Cross the line, long shot. Rebound! Oh, just missed it skating in. Shadrin feeds it ahead to Lebedev. Too far for Yakushev. 25 seconds to go in Lacroix's penalty. And off the center boards on the stick of Sagankov. Got away from Bruce McGregor. Steps inside the line. Soviets changing on the go now, late in this power play. Lyapkin to Sagankov. Almost out, but he traps it there. On the right side, taking lots of time to set it up, is Kapustin. Back to Sagankov. And the penalty is now expired. Lacroix is on the ice. McGregor chops at it. Lacroix comes to pick it up and starts up the left side into the center ice area against Sagankov. Could not get there in time. We have just over 2 minutes to play in the second period. 3-1 for Team Canada is the score. Maltsev now inside the line. Getting it back for Kotov. Kotov. And a pass go through some legs into the corner of the Soviets. Right in front. Here's Kotov, and Cheevers stopped him right there. Down the ice is a free pass for Mike Walton. Taken down in the corner by Sagankov as Team Canada now will change. The Hull line is coming out. And play is whistled down for an offside pass back inside the blue line. Our overall performance game recorder indicates that in terms of passing and checking and shots, Ricky Lee and Brad Selwood have done their job. They rate them +2 on the night so far. There's Johnny McKenzie, a big contributor to this cause in 1974 with his hustle and desire and his performance on the line with Bobby Hull. Andre Lacroix at center. Smith and Schmier on defense now with a minute and a half approximately left in the second period. Vladimir Luchenko plays it for Kotov on the right side, broken up by Hull. Maltsev wins it. Hull rides him out. Leaves the puck there for Paul Schmier. Schmier in trouble beside his goal, got away from Maltsev. Now watches Kotov. Comes up the right side of the pass to McKenzie, and that's chopped back in behind the goal as Team Canada wait to organize properly. Get it to the line, but Kuznetsov keeps it in. Down to the corner for Maltsev. Off the skate of Schmier back behind the goal. Smith goes down. Schmier will hang on now. He's bumped and knocked down by Maltsev. There'll be no further play. players can have words, but it's tough to understand each other, Howie.
Well, I think Team Canada's playing it pretty smart here. They're just keeping that puck around the outside, and they're not sending anybody out to try to make that long pass. So there's a pretty good check after the whistle. Taking a page out of Canada's book. Well, we've got the Rusty talking to himself.
And a line change as the Lacroix McKenzie Hull unit will go to the bench. We have 1 minute and 1 second to play in the second period. 3-1, Team Canada leads. Bernier, Mahavlich, and Houle with Tremblay and Stapleton out there now. Vasiliev lost it to Frank Mahavlich in the center ice area. Bouncing puck ahead for Houle now. Chops it down the left boards. Houle over playing on the wrong wing there. Played it inside the line. Now Gusev, number 2, ahead to 6, Vasiliev. Vasiliev's pass broken up by the big M, Frank Mahavlich. Serge Bernier almost had it taken away by Vasiliev. Now he plays it over to Pat Stapleton and back to Bernier. Checked again in there by the Soviet forecheckers. Harlamov missed the pass out. Now plays whistled down. Another high stick. They're going to have a face-off at the top of the face-off circle beside Jerry Cheevers with 30 seconds remaining. Vladimir Petrov will take the face-off for the USSR. He's got Mikhailov, 13 on his right. Harlamov, 17 on the left. Bernier, Houle, and Mahavlich for Team Canada. Bernier got it out to the blue line, held in there. The relay across, an open pass missed. Here's Houle behind the Team Canada goal now. 20 seconds to play in the period. Tipped by Mahavlich down the ice. Bernier sent in there to cover number 2, Gusev. Houle. Mahavlich overskates it. Soviets bumping at center ice. Harlamov down the left wing now. Could not beat J.C. Tremblay. We have 5 seconds left. Here's a break for Bernier. He can get his balance to get away a shot. He shoots. Tretiak hangs on at the buzzer to end the second period. Another of the many, many scoring chances that Team Canada has failed to cash in on, Howie, in this period. Serge Bernier.
Just look at him outfight the Russian for the puck here. And he gets a good shot away if he draws it. This is our problem, that Tretiak is moving out on us, knowing that our options are really cut short. Now watch Tretiak stay at the top of the crease. He knows that his defenseman is going to keep him busy, not going to give him a chance to draw the puck. And look how he goes down and spreads the leg out. Just a great save.
One of many made by Tretiak in this game and in this series. With the score, Canada 3 and the Soviets 1. This is Game 2 from Toronto.